What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Night Freaks. Today, I'm joined by Enzo Muro, a Peruvian-born, LA-based DJ, producer, and vinyl enthusiast who has been shaping the underground house and techno community for nearly 2 decades. After moving to Los Angeles in 2004, Enzo quickly became a staple of the scene, holding down a residency at Dialogue and co-founding YouKnowWhat LA, a respected vinyl-only party and record label known for its forward-thinking, sound, and tight-knit community. With a deep passion for vinyl and a reputation for curating truly unique experiences, Enzo continues to push LA's underground forward. I'm really looking forward to hearing more about your journey and the vision behind You Know What and what's next for you. So, Enzo, what's going on?
Hello, man. Thank you for having me. Yeah, thank you again.
Yeah, of course. I'm glad that we were able to set this up and able to get you on here to talk a little bit about yourself. So the way I really like to start these interviews is kind of just giving a background of what got you into like DJing, producing, and just a little bit of background about that.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm Peruvian born. I moved here when I was 18. I started going to the parties back in Peru when I was like literally my first party when I was 13 in Peru. So I started really early. I moved here. I just was going to parties really. Like I moved here when I was 18, and luckily my cousin uh, just he liked also electronic music, so he had a set of turntables. So that's when I started practicing really in 2004. But it was more like progressive, like trance. I went through everything, like really, like all the styles, pretty much. And then I just keep going to parties here until around 2009 that I really decided, like, okay, I really want to do this, and so I just start buying little by little equipment myself, and then just start playing out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I did a bunch of stuff. Like I had like a this online radio show. It was like like a Peruvian online radio.
Right.
And I had a show that it was called the Island Underground, and I had guest DJs coming to my place, and they will play live for like 2 hours, something like that. And yeah, I think I had it for like maybe like a year and a half or 2 years every Thursday. So that's kind of how I met almost everybody in the scene in LA because like it was personal, like they were coming to my room, like they would
Yeah.
play in my room, like hang out. So it was really cool. So that's kind of how I got to meet almost everybody in the scene in LA. And then yeah, then little by little just start playing out, and then I got became a resident of Dialogue, and then that was for like, I'm still resident, but then after like few years, then with my partner Eddie, which is is the other co-founder of Dialogue, we started You Know What.
And
And
so a little bit more about the radio show you were talking about. So when were you doing that, and how long were you doing that for?
that was around like maybe 2011, 2012. It was like I think it was like around 2 years. I think there was some moments I took a break because
Sure.
exhausted to do it like every week, and it was also like a good hang out. But I also like where like ended up drinking a lot. It was like
Right.
too many every weekend, like, every week on like not too much. Uh, but yeah, like I did a lot of stuff kind of like online. Like I had like my other friend Pablo Key. We started like way back in the day, like we started doing like live streams too, like when it was like super hard to do it
Yeah.
because it was like offering time. But yeah, it's like we always like I did live streams actually after the radio show. It was only like online radio show, and then I started doing the live stream on Facebook.
Sure.
This is all before pandemic. So when pandemic happened and everybody needed to live stream, they were like
Right.
calling me like because I already knew all the
Yeah,
process.
yeah.
I was helping all the crews in LA like to
Yeah.
do like live streams. It was kind of cool though.
No, that is cool. So you said that you were going to parties at a pretty young age in Peru. Can you talk a little bit more about like growing up there and what it was like and what ultimately led you to move out to the United States in LA?
I mean, yeah. So I don't know, like around like I would say like 97, 98. I just got into electronic music, just watching MTV. Usually in Peru, back in the days, like MTV, after midnight, they will play like electronic music videos. So
Right.
I got introduced to like Chemical Brothers and
Sure.
Daft Punk and like Basement Jacks and all that like kind of mainstream that will have music videos. There were some videos of like Pova Dyke and Tiesto and stuff
Right.
like that, but it was mostly like the main stuff and a lot of trance and stuff like that. Fayless.
Yep.
Um, and then there was I knew about the parties in Peru, but they were for Peru price it was a little expensive, and I was also really young, so I like it was like 10 to 15 bucks
Right.
to go to a party in Peru, which is like expensive for being in Peru.
Sure.
I got to come like the first party. It was I think I had like it was like Mauro Picotto, which is like Trans DJ
Hmm.
and some other people. But I was very young, so my sister is 3 years older than me, so she
Okay.
was 16 at the time. So I convinced my sister to go with another friend, so my dad would let me go with her,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember I went to that party and like we got out like it was like I think like the party finished like at 7 in the morning,
Sure.
and I remember coming out and I was like, okay, this is my life now.
Yeah.
Like and like I haven't stopped since then.
Right.
Yeah.
So you said that you kind of did a little bit of every genre, and you were just around testing different things, different styles. So over the years, how do you think that your sound has really evolved to what we're hearing now?
Uh, I don't. Well, I I don't know if it's evolving. Like it's just you. I like a lot. I like all kinds of music.
Sure.
I listen to all kinds of music. Like on a daily basis, I don't listen to electronic music. I listen to like indie and like rock and stuff like that. Like very slow music. Like so I don't know. It's like back in the days. Just because really back in the days, I think it was more like that kind of like the more well-known sound was like progressive, like with the global undergrounds
Sure.
and the stuff. So I think that's why I got into this kind of sound. Then I got very into like house, and then I was like, then I went to like deep house, and but all these I always like I was always like into like minimal stuff, but like it wasn't that big
Sure.
to get gigs in LA, playing this kind of music. I think for me it was at that moment it was like kind of hard, so I wasn't playing that kind of music. I mean, yeah, then I start playing it more, and then finally it got a little bigger, and now, yeah, like I'm more based into like house, minimal,
Sure.
like I mean, there's a now it's a lot of music. There's a lot of like right now it's like all the '90s house, and like there's like you can put like some old progressive tracks that they sound like it works perfect right now.
Right. Right.
Right now I feel like everybody's just going back to the old
Yeah.
tracks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely.
it's kind of like for me, I'm just going to my I just open like my I have like a external hard drive with all my stuff from my old computers.
Yeah.
So I've been just for the last few gigs, I've been going to the old folders and just like grabbing from there. I already had the music.
That's awesome. It always comes back in style. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I know you've played in a lot of different places all around the world. What are some of like your favorite places that you've been to and been able to play there, and why do you think that?
Uh, I mean, yeah, I've been playing mostly. I play more outside the US. I'll play in Europe, like Berlin and Prague, and I play Bucharest. Yeah, I have played a few like Croatia, Serbia. Berlin probably so far is still till this day probably my favorite. uh, just people just goes down, like
Yeah.
people, it's there to party, and it's fun. Like the policy of no cell phone it also makes it better because everybody's like just in the moment,
Right, and just living in the
So
moment, there for the music.
like it makes you feel like it's like you're playing probably the same as I play here, but like you see the people reacting even more, so like it's
Right.
just different.
And what do you think some of
How
the biggest differences are playing in Europe versus playing here in the US, in LA, wherever that be?
I think just people understands a little bit more, and and, and it's more about like going to a party and really enjoy what people is playing instead of just trying to connections. I
Sure.
mean, there's always like the connections part, but like people is going more to party, I think.
Right. Right. So I want to get into a little bit about dialogue and how you kind of got that connection and what how that came about, and you're still a resident there, and yeah, I just was hoping for a little bit more background and how you ended up being a resident there and landing that and staying there for quite a while.
Sure. So I mean, like I started going to the dialogue. I mean, I went to the dialogue parties since they started, and I always hung out with the guys and everything, and we usually always like after party, one of the promoter's house, and I was always playing the after party.
Right.
So I was always playing the after party, for I don't know like how many times, but and then one day like Eddie was like Eddie, both of them were like, okay, do you want to be a resident? So I was like, oh, sure, of
Sure.
course. I was a resident before I ever played one dialogue,
Right.
so so it was kind of cool.
So you
But yeah,
think
yeah,
like putting that time in, at the after parties and playing there was obviously what really helped you to land that and
yeah,
be able to do that.
definitely, yeah, definitely.
I wanted to get a little bit, into everything about YouKnowWhat. So obviously you're a co-founder of YouKnowWhat. Can you talk about how the idea first came about and like why you guys really wanted to start doing an all vinyl party and just a little bit more background into how that idea came about?
Well, it's not really a all vinyl party. It's like we don't really like. It's okay if it's not vinyl. I mean, we we would like to encourage, but like it's alright.
Right.
Like a lot of the international deals sometimes they cannot come with records, so you have to just like you have to just do it like with CDs, which is fine. But yeah, I started like kind of it was a last minute thing. So Eddie had a venue and it was like maybe on a Tuesday night, and he texts me and he's like, "Hey, dude, I have the venue I had the venue free on Friday. Do you want to do a party?" And I was like, "Wow, but like it's like Tuesday, you know? I want to do a warehouse party like in 3 days." And he's like, "Well, just try it. Like we just do like local people." Like, okay, fuck it, let's do it. And then we're trying to figure out, okay, like we need a name. And he's like, "You know what?" And I was like, "Okay, fuck it." Just, we didn't have that much time,
Yeah,
anyways.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it's a super cool name though. I really like it.
Yeah. So we just keep that, and we did a party, and the party went pretty well. So then after, he's like, "Do you want to do another one?" And then we did another one, and then it went well also. And then we're like, "Okay, let's just be serious and like
Sure.
just do it." So now it's I think this year we're gonna it's 8 year I think already.
Yeah. So when did you first launch and when were you first starting to do these parties?
Uh, I mean, if it's 8 years, 2000,
2016?
yeah,
Yeah, something like that.
yeah,
And
yeah.
what so I like do you do a lot of the same venues?
I mean, we used to do a lot of like we used to do the Gladys, like everybody, like almost in LA, everybody knew about this place, which was like almost like the home of dialogue too. The now it's we cannot use that anymore. But we use a lot of venues, like it's warehouse. Sometimes the warehouse is booked the day you want to do a party, so you have to find another one, you know.
Sure.
So yeah, we've been around almost everywhere, but we don't do as many parties as like it's not like we're doing a monthly party.
Right.
It's like we do like usually it's like 6 to 7 parties a year,
Okay.
which is not really that much, but it's hard to do a party in LA. I don't know. Like I mean, for other people that has maybe like a more economic stability,
Sure.
it's easy. I, I I work hard for barely, sometimes not even break even to these parties
Right.
for the love of it, but it's okay. I mean, we're still doing it. It's been some years that it's been tough. There's some years that it's been okay, but yeah, I mean, I think we already have it for so long. It's like we just need to keep doing it. Like,
Right. Right. And I think I mean I do think that you guys just have such a great like community around the parties, and it always seems like, people are showing out and being there and everything. So what are you guys looking for when you're booking DJs? Are you booking a lot of the same people, or are you trying to book new people? What's the thought process when it comes to that?
I mean, we try to book new people, no, but like we ended up kind of like it's the same kind of the same people that comes every year
Sure.
around. Like, so we have like we already have like some of our friends uh, that they come every year, so we book them every year. So
Right.
it's like once a year we come kind of like the same people,
Right.
but sometimes we have new. At the beginning, we had a lot of. At the beginning, there were a lot of like LA debuts,
Okay.
like from the Romanian DJs or
Yeah.
from other. Now, they're just keep coming same guys because
Sure.
they're our friends. Oh, I love to have them here.
Yeah. It makes it all better when it's your friends, and it just makes
Yeah, yeah.
makes it the best. So what are some challenges that come with throwing these parties and other things like that maybe someone wouldn't think is somewhat of a challenge?
I mean, I mean, it's for me. I think it's mostly like just financially, uh, it's tough and like you can have a really good party and still lose money.
Right,
The losing money part for me is like sometimes because that money is for rent for me, and
right.
I risk it all pretty
Yeah,
much. But I mean, it's okay. Um, for me, that's pretty much like was the most difficult. If
right.
I mean, if I had money, I would do a crazy party, but like I wouldn't doubt of
Right,
who I'm picking. I'll do more parties probably like every month, but we do what we can,
right.
and that's all for now.
And is it pretty easy for you guys to find venues?
Nowadays, yeah, there's a lot of venues in LA. There's a lot of venues in LA. I mean, it might be something. Some venues might be hard for to find that they wanna open until like 7 or more.
Right.
Some venues they just want like 4 or 5, and I feel like 11 to 5 is kind of short. Like I like long sets. I want to bring a if I want to bring a headliner, I want to give them at least 3 hours or more.
Sure, sure.
And like, usually I have an open a DJ and I put myself at the end just in case if the headliner wants to keep playing, I'll just don't play. I, I can play or I don't have to.
Right.
I want them if they're having fun and they want to keep playing, I let them play.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I work for myself. Like
Yeah.
I'll rather have the headliner to play as long as they want, and
Right.
if they're having fun,
I think that's a
great.
great take. I've never really heard anyone kind of say that, and yeah, I think that's great because sometimes they do want to play longer, and if you have someone on that slot after, then it's kind of like, oh,
If I, yeah,
sorry, like,
if I book somebody else, then yeah, I have to follow the
right,
times, you know. If I put myself in the lineup, and also I don't like to. Sometimes I don't like to open because at the beginning, I'm like running around
right, right,
like
right,
people. people texting about guest lists still last, always people last minute,
Yeah.
and there's stuff that you have to run, and like I have to play, I have to do this, and it's like I'm very stressful and very stressed, and like I sometimes I not having fun playing,
Sure.
so I rather put myself at the end. You know, if I play, it's good. If I don't play, it's fine because I'm gonna have fun of whoever is playing.
Right. So, can you share some of like maybe your most memorable nights at you know what, or just some of your favorite parties that you guys have thrown over the years?
Oof, there's a lot of good ones actually. There's a lot of good ones. I don't know, like Alchi always really always is always really good. We have him like a couple times. Then we have Misai. She came once and it was really really good. Uh, then we have like another one where like we have like really good parties collaboration with.
Sure.
I mean, like the last Alchi we did a collaboration with Certified Brewers, and then we usually the last 2 years at least we have done like a few collaborations with Borderless,
Okay.
and those have been great. And the good part about doing the collaborations is also because we're able to book more than one headliner. So we book
Right.
like two or three headliners, and we did like a. I mean, like the first collaboration not the first collaboration but like the first big collaboration for the end of the year 2 years ago, we went from 11 to noon almost,
Ooh.
and it was great. It was we have Gochnia and we have Amir Yavazu and we have Pikindale, and they play until the end
Right.
like back to back, super long. It was,
That's awesome. So, when you're doing these parties and there's a lot of gear that goes into it, are you guys renting out like speakers and all these other things that you need?
yeah,
And
yeah,
is
we
that
rent
where
everything.
a lot of the money comes from and where it has to go to?
I mean it's venue sound, that's mostly where it goes,
Right.
and artists, you know.
Sure. Sure. And if you have like any tips for, if someone's out there trying to start a party, get a party off the ground, what are some tips that you'd have for someone as someone who's been doing it for the past 8 years?
I mean, I just like be aware that you might lose a lot, and I mean, just do it for the love of it,
Right.
not just doing it for making money. Because if you are doing it for making money, it's no, it's I don't know, I don't think it's gonna be natural. Like it's
Sure.
not gonna be, yeah.
And what are some parties out here right now in LA that you think are doing it really well, doing it really proper, and just have a good trajectory for them?
I mean, now there is a lot of parties,
Oh
so
yeah.
like now lately I haven't really been going out as much as I used to go before. I mean, I'm getting up there. I'm getting a little old and I get tired. Uh, but I mean, Midnight Lovers is doing insane. I think like that's the best party probably right now in
Sure.
LA. Dialogue is doing pretty well also. I mean, it's like trajectory too, like they've been going on for a long time.
Right.
I mean, all the techno parties too, techno parties probably are the ones doing the best.
Sure.
I mean, I haven't really gone in a long time to a techno party, but I seen pictures like 6 a.m. and Incognito and all these parties that they're doing amazing too.
Right.
There's a lot of new parties like Capsule also like doing all these more houseier sound 90s. Then Sensory Signal also seems that they're doing pretty well. There's a lot of parties. They're all friends of mine. Like I wish I can remember all the names and give a shout out to everybody because everybody helps a little bit.
Right.
Because everybody, that's how the scene grows.
Sure.
If,
And
well,
it
I feel like LA is the good part is like the community. I don't think we compete. I think
right.
we kind of help each other, which is nice.
And it seems like now there's just new parties popping up every day. It seems like.
Yeah.
Do you think that now is like it's just oversaturated, or what are your thoughts on that with the amount of collectives or parties that are popping up and everything like that?
I mean, it could be oversaturated. Maybe it is as just because maybe the scene like is not as big
Sure.
and not as culture maybe because it's probably the same amount that they have in Berlin. And Berlin is such a
Yeah, yeah,
it's a smaller city than LA, but like more people goes to the party. So
sure.
also the prices are like a little lower, like ticket entrance and everything. Like so, not everybody can afford, and like how the economy is right now is
Right.
kind like I mean, you going out, at least you want to spend I don't know like uh, I'll say 100, but like not even
Oh
like
yeah,
probably for
minimum for sure.
like now Uber is
Yep.
like you're not
Right there, you're
driving.
on like 50, $100 on the Ubers.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's not even with drinks, no tickets either. Nah, man, it's
No,
crazy.
yeah. Yeah.
So
It's a mission. Like you had to select your battles now.
yeah, 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 yeah. I couldn't agree more, man. That's hilarious. Yeah, I want to get into a little bit more about the label side of you know what. I know that this got launched pretty recently. Is that correct?
Well, I have the record label for already like maybe like a 2 or 3 years.
Oh, okay,
I mean, like it's just like a slowly like we started like during pandemic
sure,
the record label, but it was a shortage of something during pandemic, something to make the records. So
right,
there was a delay on the distribution and all the stuff, the pressing. So as now we have three records out, which is
sure,
the first release came out in two parts, so two different records for the first release. Then we had the second release out, and then the third release is coming out soon. It's already like a pre-order. You can pre-order right now.
sure,
And then I just opened a digital label.
right.
That's the one that I launched recently, which the
Okay.
first release was with Max,
Yep.
which Max is a resident of YouKnowWhat.
Yep. Friend of the program as well. We love Max.
I, everybody loves Max. Such a nice,
Yeah.
he's such a nice.
Oh man, no, yeah, he's just a great dude. Yeah, and I know he when he was on here, he was giving you props, shouting you out a little bit, and yeah, that's kind of how we ended up meeting and chit chatting and stuff. So that was great. Thanks, Max. But
It's
what?
super excited because I got him on the lineup for Trotamundo, so
Yes.
we're going to Ecuador together. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be amazing, and I can't wait. And I always see him, traveling around and making his rounds in Europe and all over. So I'm really happy for him, and it just seems like his career is just it just keeps going up, and I'm really happy for how that's going. And I know he credits you as a mentor, and just kind of helping him to tailor everything in and do all that. So I know he's very grateful.
Yeah, no, this guy has so much potential. Like really, I can see him like making it.
Definitely.
But yeah, so like yeah, so the digital label we just released it like last month I think it was or
Okay.
like months ago. The first release was with Max, the 4 EP track, and then I have my release with Arturo or Arthur from Borderless. We did a EP with 3 tracks, and it's coming out next week. I think Friday it starts pre-order on like Beatport and stuff,
Right.
and then on the 10th, which is I think the following Friday, is no the 10th is still no, so it's still like 2 more weeks.
Sure.
Um, um, the second release with Arthur, which yeah, I'm excited for that one.
Yeah.
I haven't released anything in a long time, so I don't have really that much releases. Like I'm more of a DJ than a producer. I
Sure.
will say that. If I can just play, I'll just play. But
I,
sometimes,
I think it's great if you can just play, just play.
sometimes, sometimes I can make some music, and great like to do this collaboration with Arturo, and it's sounding nice.
Sure.
So I'm happy for it. I'm excited that it's coming out. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's great, and I think collaborations are always great, and two minds sometimes work better than one. So, yeah, I think that's awesome. And so, what was the process when you guys launched? I think you said COVID time when you launched the vinyl only side. So what was kind of the thought process there to go with like a vinyl only label? With obviously vinyl's definitely coming way back. It seems like everyone has a
Yeah.
record player and is picking up records and doing stuff like that, but did that have some kind of like connotation on why you'd want to do it, or what was kind of the thought process behind that?
I mean, it's also like at that moment, Dialogue also released a record label, and then I was like thinking about it, and then I was like, oh, fuck it, let's do it,
Yeah,
let's launch a label. Like it would be nice. I had like with all the artists that are coming, it's kind of like, okay, you're becoming friends. They're like, hey, you're coming, maybe we can do. We're doing this label. Maybe you can send us some music and stuff like that. So like most of the people that are on the label is that they have played for the
right,
party. Yeah.
definitely. And so, how has kind of the community of what party goers responded to the label?
I mean, I think they like it. Yeah. I mean, I think more of the sales are more in Europe than is
Sure.
here because it's distributed and it's pressed and distributed in Germany.
Okay, I was gonna ask about your
So
pressing. So it's pressed in Germany.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, and is that
yeah,
because it's easier to get it done there, finance wise? Like, what's kind of the thought
yeah, yeah.
process to get it done over there?
We have a we have a deal with them, so it's easier. Yeah, they just kind of do it, and we just send the music pretty
Yeah.
much, which is nice.
No, it probably makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
what have been some challenges with running the vinyl side and also launching the digital side?
Um, I don't think they're not that. It's just like sometimes it takes time, like for especially for records. For records, definitely like you don't know exactly like you can have all the music, you can send it to them. Sometimes they're like, okay, like, let's go. It might take 1 month, it might take 2 months, it might take like the first two releases. It almost take a year
Oh wow,
from one to the other one. It was like that's why we haven't released that
sure.
many, but hopefully it starts getting shorter and shorter. We'll see.
Yeah. And is it, you said that you get it pressed in Germany. Is it difficult to
Yeah.
get them back here to the States, or is it pretty easy on that side? What goes into that?
I mean, I just order. Usually, I just order like whatever I want for me. I will not get everything for like to LA. Like they sell it, they
Sure.
send it to all other like online stores. So they distribute it everywhere else, which is easy for me. Like I'll get a batch for here, and if somebody wants, I'll sell it here,
Yeah.
or some of the record stores here, they will make an order and they will have it too here. So yeah.
So do you work with some of the stores and some of the other record stores in Europe and Germany and stuff to get those records into their store? Is that something that you kind of facilitate or work with them about, or how does that kind of happen?
I only done it for like a couple of stores. Then I think they manage all of that, like the distribution. They manage all of that. I have only make orders for like a little record store in Madrid, and then a couple of record store like Chapter One here and Agora. Those are the two that I mostly have sent some copies.
Sure. Yeah, so do you have any? I mean, I know, it's hard to pick favorites, but do you have any favorite releases that are on the digital side or on the vinyl side so far? Some that just really stick with you?
Like from my label, or,
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
or like just.
From your label.
I mean, I feel like they're all like good in their own way. They're not kind of like the same style.
Sure.
So it's hard to choose one really. And also we don't have
Yeah.
that many, so
Yeah.
but I love all of them. Like that's the reason why I kind of like. I mean, I'm the one that kind of chooses it.
Sure.
Like they send me like 7, 10 tracks, and then I just like I choose a couple. So it's like I for me, at least for myself, I feel like okay, these are what I like, and
Right.
that's why we like what I have.
And are you going for like a certain sound on the label, or are you open to different kind of genres of music and people sending their music to you? Like, is that something that you're open to? What's the thought process behind that?
So that the vinyl only label, I have mostly specific more to like like minimal
Mm-hmm.
minimal house. Specifically, I have like and I wanna make it like a kind of not big artist, but like kind of well known artist.
Right.
I because I have good artists and good like artists for like the remix on each release. And the reason why I opened this digital label is more to because it's easy for me to like release digital,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I can do it like every month, or I can do it like whenever I really want, really. And the reason why I opened this is because I wanna give more opportunity to producers from LA or anywhere else really
Sure.
to send me music and just they wanna release something, and if it's good, like why not, you know?
Right. No, I think that's a great take, and yeah, I could kind of I feel like the vinyl side is definitely more articulate and catered towards a certain genre and a certain audience. But yeah, I think that, that's a great reason to do the digital label and just be open to hearing different people's music and different types of music and other things like that. So I think that's really cool. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, no, and I think it's just great, and I'm excited to see where everything goes. So what's kind of on the horizon for both labels and the party in the future?
So yeah, so like the record label, we have the third release that is ready to pre-order on DJD, and another like Juno. I think you can pre-order already right now. I don't know exactly when it's gonna come out, but I would say like maybe in the next month it might be out. Uh, the record. Then for the digital, we have my release with Arturo coming out on October 10th on Beatport, and then it will be on all like platforms like streaming, Spotify,
Mm-hmm.
and all that stuff. And then we have our next party. And you know what? That we're doing the party with Kochnia. Kochnia he just started his like a tour with his party called
Okay.
Fuel, and he has a different in different countries. And for the US, he's doing it here in LA with us.
Nice.
So we have Goshnia, Laws, and myself. Um, so yeah, I'm excited. That will be next week, October 4th, Saturday, October 4th, and tickets are on Racing Advisor. And yeah, like it should be pretty fun.
Yeah, no, I think that's gonna be great, and yeah, I'll definitely have to make it over for that. That seems like it'll be a great time.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I'm just about finished up on my questions here. I just kind of want to do maybe some more fun questions.
yeah.
What's like your favorite venue that you've ever played at? Favorite city you've played in, or just some of the best places around the world that you've been playing? I know we touched on it a little bit earlier, but maybe some venues or some locations or whatever that you think has just really stuck with you over the years.
Sure. I mean, in LA, I think my favorite venue for a moment was this the 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 warehouse I told you, like they call it Gladys,
Mm-hmm.
but the patio inside Gladys was like amazing, like to play like for sunrise because it was outdoor.
Sure.
It was amazing. I have great memories from there, like a lot of good sunrise sets. And then from Europe, I would say my favorite venue is in Berlin, like Golden Gate. I I usually every time I go to Berlin, I play. Or every time I go to Europe, I stop there and I play there. And it's just a very small room, but very vibey, and it really opens. It usually like it opens like from Friday. It almost doesn't start until like Monday.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it might stop for like a couple hours, but yeah.
Yeah. Just a couple hour break.
Yeah. And then last year, no, last year, this year, this year actually, I got to play for the first time at CDV, at Club Division R,
Okay.
and that was an amazing experience also. So yeah, that I was like super stoked about that. Very, a little nervous because I know like that's like establishment
Yeah.
that is very well known, and it was a last minute thing, so I didn't really prepare. I was already in Europe when my friend is like, "Hey, when are you here?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna be there tomorrow."
Right.
He's like, "Oh, you're lucky, you can play." I was like, "Oh, okay." So yeah, it was a very last minute thing, but it went really well, and yeah, it was amazing.
That's awesome. And how often do you go over to Europe? Is that like a yearly thing, once every couple of years? How often are you over
Uh,
there?
I go like I've been going like at least like twice a year,
Oh,
or
really?
like I
And
like twice, 3 times.
how long do you when you go over there, how long are you staying for normally?
I usually do like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Okay. And
Yeah,
you
so
just
I
you
do.
travel around mostly? Is there places that you normally go back to? I know you said you love Berlin, so I assume you always go back there, but are you going
I
new
go,
places, same places?
usually mostly Berlin, Bucharest, or like other parts in Romania I play. Then Prague also, like it's been kind of like the main one. The ones that repeatedly I go is Berlin, Romania, and Prague.
Okay.
And then sometimes I go like I went to Croatia and Serbia, and sometimes in Spain, playing Poland. Uh, yeah, I don't. I think I play more places, but I don't remember.
Yeah. So what is a record that you think every DJ should have in their bag or on their USB?
I mean, I would say like uh, is my favorite track of all times is Dub Tribe Sound System, and it's a track called "Do It Now."
Okay.
It's a very, very, very nice track. It's like very housey and very kind of soul. Like I will play like my if I'm closing the party, that will be my last track.
Yeah.
Like I love that track. Yeah.
And who are some of your favorite artists right now, and also along with that some of your favorite record labels?
Artists, very for me it's very hard to say about like artists. Like there's so many artists, and
Sure.
there's everybody like really doing great. Like I don't know if I can name one or two. Like
Right.
really, it's way. And labels are also, I'm so bad with names. Like I don't remember. I don't really look for. I don't like when I look for music and stuff. I don't really look at the names.
Sure.
I just listen to the music.
I feel like I'm the same way. Yeah, I'll play
But
a track. I'm like, I don't know.
I'm more particular. Like at least for records, I remember because of the cover,
Sure.
not because of whatever
Yeah,
artist.
yeah. Yeah, so we're just about done here, but what is some advice that you give to DJs who are in LA who are trying to get booked, trying to break into the scene? What are just some tips that you give to someone really just starting out and doesn't really know right from wrong? Yeah, in your past experiences and in the time that you've been in the scene in Europe, here, all over the world, what are some advice and just some things that you would tell someone who's just really getting started or has been going for a while and isn't really seeing any traction? What are some tips that you'd give?
I mean, well, networking of course is always good. Support the parties and like you, well, supporting the parties. That's when you get to meet all the people, and like I did that long time ago. I used to go out all the time. I mean, I don't recommend to go out all the time, but sometimes you have to do a little bit like
Yeah.
that, and just don't give up. Like it's hard. I just the only thing I don't like is like when DJs r- just look into parties in LA and they just send a message like,
Sure.
"Oh, book me," and then you and like then I listen to their music and it's completely not the music from the
Not the
party.
vibe. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You at least do a little bit of research, like what music you play. Look the parties that they fit what you're playing.
Sure.
It's just like they just send the same message to every single party in LA. And
Right.
see, it's not the way. I think that's not the way. Also, then this is like for at least for me, I would say like a tip for like people that want to start playing. I would say like buy the oldest gear you can, and if you get to play, if you learn to play on those, then you can play anywhere.
Right.
Like you can play on any equipment. Like get used to like not that not to the CDJ 3000s, like it's get used to the old CDJs.
Yep.
And if you can play with those, you can play with any other equipment.
Definitely. Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming on. I know we were talking about some things that you have coming up in the future, but if there's anything that you want to lastly just talk about, give some promo, whatever you need. This is your time to just tell everyone what you got coming up, where they can find you, and just some promotion for you.
Yeah. Well, thank you first. Thank you again for having me. This was super fun. And yeah, like just want to invite everybody to come on Saturday, October 4th to YouKnowWhat. Race tickets you can find it on Racing Advisor. It's YouKnowWhat with Fuel with Goshnia 76. It's gonna be super fun. And then just follow us on Instagram, like YouKnowWhat LA. My Instagram also at Enzo Muro. And yeah, I post a lot of stuff from the parties, from the label, so you can just add me or the party, and you want to see everything.
Awesome. All right, Enzo. Well, thank you again for coming on. I had a blast chatting with you. It was really cool to just learn a little bit about more about you, more about what you do, more about the parties that you throw, and just a little background about you and some good insight. So I really appreciate you coming on. And yeah, I'll hopefully see you next weekend. And
Yeah, yeah.
we'll come out and we'll have a good time.
All right.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
Thank you so much.
Cheers, man.